Hey, it's hot. I saw it last night rather where those guys over in the Middle East, the ISIS guys, um cut off a journalist's head. I actually, didn't look at them actually cutting off the head because I find something like that repulsive and sort of too morbid for me. I'm against killing of any type. I'm against war. I don't know what the purpose of having a war that's been going on ever since the Great Crusades. Rape, pillage, and you know, conquer. Take their land. And it's worked really well, I think, for the Catholic Church. Um, but anyway, but not so much for the human race and in the suffering and the loss of maybe great minds. I mean, I love journalists. I love to know the who, what, where, why, and how. I'm like an auntie of mine used to say, I'm not one to gossip, but I like to hear the information the first time. And who doesn't want to hear from the horses? Like from somebody, like if they're actually there. But I would leave that area because they, you know, the Arabs have learned not to have respect for human life. I mean, if you look at how they treat their women, they capture women and sell them like they're horses or cattle or shoes or something. You know, um, Women have to raise the kids. So if these women are being treated like secondhand slaves, like property, like furniture, they're not gonna do right by their kids. You don't like if you don't like the man, you're not gonna like his child. Especially if the child looks like him. Every time that child looks like him, you're gonna do something crazy to that child. And it's not because you might even just kill him because why bring another monster in the world if that's how men come off if they force or you know belittle and I mean but there are ways of doing things. And from what I understand, the real, like maybe they don't know how to read, maybe they're ignorant, maybe they, you know what I'm saying, they might pass out the Quran, but they can't read, and if they read it, they can't comprehend. Not if they're going around killing. Um, but we have the same thing going on. I can see how you can birth a generation that thinks that the solution is to bear arms and fight because we have the same thing going on in St. Louis. They're teaching those policemen are mentoring those black boys that the only way America handles business is to point a gun at somebody, to fire until the gun is empty in their face. I don't care if that boy did have cigarettes. I'm beginning to think the scuffle we saw is that policeman, like that maybe he did see the boy with cigars in his pocket. Maybe he was reaching in the boy's pocket. Maybe police do need to understand what respect is, especially if that's something you might want to receive. Respect is not something you ask for. If you have to ask for it, you haven't earned it. So, but you're not going to get respect by, instead of doing your job, arresting and going through due process and upholding the law, you're not going to have any respect. It's just a simple fact. Nobody respects your actions that you're doing. Nobody respects the fact that you killed a child, opposed to taking him into jail and arresting him, and letting due process do its course. So in a way, you're actually taking away all the laws, all the rights, even your law to bear arms. You know what I'm saying? It might be the last one because of the NRA, but once you start unraveling the base and the fundamental rights of humans, right? It's just like you unravel a thread on some Levi blue jeans that you just cut off the shorts. You could just keep pulling that off. It'll keep having frays, you know what I'm saying? Or if you slide down a granite rock or something continuously and then go wash those Levi's, you know what I'm saying? You're going to get a hole in your ass. So your ass is showing, police. But, I could understand a lot better what's going on in the Middle East by looking at St. Louis, and I feel that even Israel has, acts like a child that was sexually and physically abused and now is doing the same thing. You know how you see like some kids are like, oh well, I ended up, tying that woman up and beating her up and sexually abusing her and then killing her because I was sexually abused. Which, I always thought was like, you really are a moron. That's really an oxymoron thing to say because a lot of us, have had bad experience. I'm not going to turn around myself and do shit I don't like. You know what I'm saying? If I don't like it, I don't want to participate in it. Because that means I become what I don't like. You know what I'm saying? If I don't like prostitution, I haven't participated in it. Why should I? I've been married 3 times. Huh. It's probably the same difference. But anyway, and that didn't work, so why would the other? Something that I'm totally opposed to. But I don't believe in murder. You know, you know, if somebody, my brother, he got killed. You think I'm gonna go kill that person? No, that person's got, that person's life, he already has karma coming to him. What you put out is what you get back to him. Oh, and that's what happened to Israel. You keep messing and bullying like the St. Louis police to these people. I still think they were digging tunnels to get the hell away from Israel. Because that's what I would have did. I'd be like, you know what? If I can't go above ground, I'm going to go underground. I'm just going to relocate. Because I'm thinking now, if these police over here are trying to incite a civil war or something, or, against black and white, a race war, I'm ready to go to Puerto Rico. I'm ready to go to Hawaii or somewhere away from the lower 48 states. Because to me, just because you got big old guns and you can make things go boo and you can make a lot of smoke and you could go around sounding like somebody's primate, Mr. Policeman. Woo, woo, move, 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 move. You sound like a fucking primate. You sound like some fucking wild beast. If you were yelling at me, I'd be staring at you wondering, what the fuck is that? So I can see why they didn't move right away. Because they're trying to figure out, what the fuck is that shit? It's not human. What the fuck is that pointing a gun at me? That, you know what I mean? It takes a minute. Your mind is in shock. This bitch just, is a mindless, and it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame that America schools, that our women is producing, people like that. You could get a gorilla to go the fuck off. But, you know what I'm saying? But if that's what the police, racist white police want, to incite a riot, to start off a civil war, they think they all bad and they all the law and everything. Let me tell you something. You'll be the one on the bottom, and you'll be the one everybody be wiping their feet on. Because they'll be climbing for justice. They'll be climbing for, to be a human, for their rights. And if you ain't climbing with us, then I guess you'll be down on the bottom and we'll use you like an ant does when they're crossing water. The ones that drown, we'll use you for a bridge to climb across. So just think about that.